Good afternoon. My name is Mark Banfield, and this is Listen Up. It is a 30-minute discussion panel where we talk about all things sales. So we're going to talk about personal marketing today, or not marketing. Yeah, marketing on social media today is going to be our topic. So to get started, I want to introduce our panel, and since I'm on screen first, I get to go first. My name is Mark Banfield. I have been an automotive professional, trainer, salesperson, sales development for many years. Over the years, I've calculated I've trained well over 100,000 salespeople and professionals to allow them to develop and become producers for both their dealerships and for their families. So I have a lot of knowledge and depth. So I'd now like to introduce next Alex Thayer. Alex is with Michigan Dealer Services. And Alex, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Alex Thayer from Michigan Dealer Services. I look forward to participating in the discussion today.
Okay. Next, we'll go with Ron Catrania.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy to be here and be part of this fabulous panel and provide information. So listen up.
Michael Blythe.
Good morning, everyone. Michael Blythe here, 25 plus years in the automotive arena. I love sales, consulting, facilitation, and helping salespeople get to the next level.
Mike Merzman.
No, good morning, everybody. My name's Mike Mersman. I'm an old car guy. I've sold about 4,000 or so cars, leased some, sold some, stole some, or never mind. And then got into training and have been doing that for the past 40 years. So good to be here, all.
All right. Finally, we have Mark Shinneberry.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mark Shinneberry. I sell cars. Been doing it for quite a few years.
And it looks like you've got a sale going on behind you right now.
There's always a sale going on, Mark.
Absolutely. It's the car business, right? You're selling. If you're not selling, you're not open, basically, right?
That's right.
Okay. All right. So
you should be selling when you're not open.
There you go. There you go. Okay. So today we're going to talk about marketing through social media. By the way, before I forget, listen up. This 30-minute show is available streaming live on both Facebook and YouTube Live. So you can find us there after the fact. And I will put that information on the screen before we're done. So let's start talking about using social media to find prospects. So if I'm a salesperson and my sales manager tells me I need to sell more cars, if I'm of a certain age, I will say social media is how I interact with everyone I know. So how do I use that to start to build a customer base and get more customers?
Well, if you don't have a social media presence, you're way behind. You need to get up to speed on it. Have a Facebook page, have a LinkedIn page. You know, there's so many medias out there that you can pick. The gold standard is Facebook and LinkedIn. But if you don't have a presence there, you're backing up.
Okay. So what do we have to do? So if I'm one of those people that do not have a media presence, I don't know very many of these people, but I don't have a Facebook account. So I'm going to go to Michael on this question. Michael, what do I do to start on Facebook?
Well, you'd have to start from the very basics and to get a Facebook account. If you don't know how to do that, a simple way would be YouTube, how to get a Facebook account, and just follow step by step. Just keep it simple, and watch a few YouTube videos, how-to videos on how to set up your face page account, your login, get all of that information. Maybe you want to put together like a little banner page or something, decorate it up, put some other additional things on it. If you really are the type of salesperson that says, Mike, I know this is important, but Josh, I really don't want to do this myself. I'm not a tinkerer. I'm not a person who wants to click buttons and and drag things or do any of that type of stuff. I just want to sell cars. I want to be in front of the customer selling cars. Well, then you can go to Fiverr or other websites and hire a person for $5 to $10 to give them a description of what you're looking for, Fiverr or Upwork, and have them just to do it for you. But the thing is, get it up and get it running, and also you can get some people out there to give you some ideas on how to get traffic to your pages and other things you can do.
All right, Mike.
I've got a question, and just to anybody. So I see this is going on, and I appreciate where can I get this help. But how do I know what information to put up there?
Great question. That was my follow-up question. So on my Facebook page, so Facebook really is meant for personal stuff, not so much business. You can create business pages, but for a salesperson, they just need to use their personal page, right? So what do we want to put on that personal page? Mark, I'm going to go to you on this. What do they need to put on that page?
So you would put your personal information. Then you would connect with friends, right? You know, I'm sitting here listening to this conversation, and we're talking about Facebook, and Facebook, for sure, is, I believe, the largest platform. I could be wrong there, though, because there are other platforms as well, right? There's Twitter, there's Instagram, and what are some of the other ones? Because there's multiple platforms out there. So some of, the different generations use different platforms. In the beginning, someone in my generation didn't use Facebook right out of the gate, right? Facebook came out, started getting popular 2007, 2008. I jumped on in 2009. And I know that there's other platforms. There's what's that one that the president keeps telling them they have to sell? TikTok. Right? There's so many different platforms. Be aware and have a presence, if you don't already, on multiple platforms.
But isn't the idea here to get new people? If you can call everybody put your face up on Facebook, and if they know you, they already know the information probably. So how do you get more people?
So Alex, do you want to address that?
Sure. No matter what media you utilize, have one that you believe in, whether it's Facebook or LinkedIn or TikTok or Vimeo or any of the others. Buy into that. Right now, if you're going to promote yourself and your product to sell things, post videos of a car. Make sure people know what you're doing and where you work and how they can get a hold of you. Every single one of your friends is going to buy a car.
Question
So if you consider their friends within the next 30 days, several people are able to contact through your networking, several people who are looking forward to buying a car. And it helps if you have information out there when they're in the market to look for a car.
So one of the magical things about all of these social media things is how they grow, because it's not just who you know, and you need to, sticking with Facebook right now, you need to make friend requests of the people you know. So you get your Facebook account, or you go to your Facebook account, and it will suggest people for you that you send a friend request to, people that it thinks you know based on who you do know. So it looks at who you know and then who they know. So it's like second level, and then requests. These people make sense. And that, Mike, to answer your question, that's how you can grow to people that you may not directly know, because you go to friends of friends. When you post on Facebook, you can set it to show to friends of friends and other people. So here's a question, though, with knowing that that's how your network grows. What do you want to put on Facebook? Do you want to put nothing but business stuff on Facebook?
No.
So what do you put?
You should have two separate pages. You should have a personal page, which is you and family, and you should have a business page, which would be your automotive business or your power sports business.
But can you not blend the two into one page
Well,
under your name?
To answer that, if you're posting stuff on your professional page, so you have a page for selling, it's going to show up in the feed on your personal page as well, as long as you have the settings correct. So it'll commingle, right? You'll have your professional page that you're showing. I'm going to go back to what Alex said. Post video, do video walkarounds, do video demonstrations. Don't be afraid to get in front of the camera. The camera is your friend. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're the only person that's going to be critical of yourself. Everyone else is going to be watching your video and what you're showing.
And make it fun.
Yes.
So how do you do that? What do you mean by make it fun?
Oh,
How many other salespeople can you lock into the trunk of a car and pop it open? And heck, I bet you 8 or 10 guys can
have a good time.
Yeah, so I know a salesperson that lost his job over getting a customer to go into the trunk of a car.
You remember the video a while back, a couple of years ago, called Trunk Monkey?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was fun, neat.
Okay, so for that person, so a salesperson, and I'm going to go to someone that's relatively new, 30 or younger in that age range. They've got Facebook. They've used Facebook forever. They've been using Facebook since they were in elementary school or junior high or whatever. You're actually advocating for them to now start a business page. So Joe salesperson, salesman versus Joe salesperson, personal page, and have crossover between the two, correct?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Does it matter what you post on your personal page?
Sure it does.
Absolutely.
Who's laughing when I ask that question?
Everybody.
Yeah, all right. So how can your personal page help you and how can it hurt you?
Well, I'll just say this. As I think most of us know, and if we don't know, we should, when you put something out on the web, it lives forever.
Right.
It is never going away. So keep your content professional. If you're going to be a professional, act like a professional.
Are you allowed to have an opinion?
You know, I don't know. I know that there's occasions where someone will respond to me on something I posted months ago. They happen to just see it and they respond. So if you don't want it to be seen, don't post it. Don't make it really personal. Stay away from any political views, unless you want to do that someplace separately. But it'll come up. I mean, I posted something maybe 3-4 years ago. Someone commented on it just last week.
So was that person one of your friend group or a friend of a friend?
I don't know. Someone had commented on a post that I did, I think, 2 or 3 years ago. Now, I post a lot of motivational stuff. So that's what they posted. They agreed with what I said.
So things, as Mark was saying, and as you're saying, things stay out there forever and they pop up from the past, right? So Facebook has this memories thing where I see on my Facebook page, I saw one this morning, 4 years ago, 7 years ago, here's what you put on Facebook on this day.
Guys, here's a rule that my dad told me many years ago. If it's political, don't talk about it in public, with the public. If it's religious, same thing. Just don't talk about religion and politics on the web or in public unless it's your business. But don't vent your opinions because, like Ron said, they're going to alienate you. And there's no point to it because it's just an opinion. Everybody's got one, right?
Right. So, it's kind of weird. People have very strong opinions, but it can start flame wars, as it were, between comments and things can happen. So, so it's a fine balance you've got to watch and walk on when you're talking about Facebook. So on Facebook, can you actually use it to prospect and reach out to people and say, hey, I'm a salesperson. I'm selling a car. Do you want to buy a car? If you need a car, come see me. Can you do that type of thing on Facebook?
Well, yes, you can. I mentioned last week about a friend of mine. I tried to reach him. Unfortunately, he's away this week. But he's a salesman at a local Cadillac store. And his name is Mark Ferrari. Easy name to remember.
Love the name.
If you go look at Mark Ferrari, you'll be very impressed with what he posts. In fact, he posted something the other day with a really beautiful Lincoln Town car with 46,000 miles on it. It was spectacular. And I asked him about it.
Is he paying you for this commercial?
No.
Oh.
But I got to tell you that I was so interested in the Lincoln, and I went to my wife and I told her. She says, you better not. That's the same thing she said when I bought my first Ultra Classic, because they call the Ultra Classic the Geezer Glide. So she said, I'm not going to get on that bike. And now when I got it, she loved it. But the bottom line is, if you have a marketing vehicle in Facebook, use it. Use it like crazy. Post things up all the time, like Mark said.
So posting something like that you have for sale is one thing. I'm actually asking, can you reach out to people and private message them or put a post on your site that says, hey, I sell cars. Do you want,
Yes.
Can you do that on Facebook?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Will that offend some people?
Sure.
Who cares?
Exactly. Yeah.
And who's it going to really offend? I sell cars. You're just making sure everyone in your network knows and remembers what you do. If I had $1 for every time someone throughout the years has said to me, oh, I forgot you sold cars.
Yes.
Shame on me. That was my fault. They went and bought a car somewhere else because they forgot that's what I did for a living.
Michael, you've been awful quiet over there in my corner of the screen. What's your thoughts on all this?
No, everything everyone's saying is right. The videos are great, and I was, everyone was talking, I was trying to think of something value added that you could supply your audience. Perhaps maybe I think the video is the best way to go, but you maybe a small, also in addition to that, maybe a small print piece or a report on the top 5 things or 10 things you need to know when you're considering buying a car. I'm just brainstorming. Or maybe do something in that type of format with a video and also a downloadable report, and to start building some leads that way.
Okay.
Interest. And folks, just pick up the phone, call Mike. I sell cars. No hassle. I'll just answer a few questions for you. Not trying to sell you anything, but let me help you to be informed as you go down the road, just to build a relationship.
Absolutely. Great ideas. Great ideas there. Okay, so I want to shift gears a little bit here for the end of the show as we were coming into the tail end. I want to touch briefly on LinkedIn and how LinkedIn is different from Facebook in this process. Because, well, the first question is it different? And if so, how?
Yes, it is.
Well, yes,
Yeah, absolutely
LinkedIn it's a business person's social media.
Okay, so what does that mean as far as that salesperson starting? Because there are fewer people using LinkedIn than Facebook, right?
Sure.
And a lot of people don't understand how I think
So
LinkedIn works. So what do you do different on LinkedIn than Facebook?
So on Facebook, you may post pictures of you with your kids or grandkids or your siblings or your friends at a barbecue or a party. You may be posting pictures and saying, hey, we were here, we were doing this, we were doing that. On LinkedIn, it's a professional setting. You may post, we made record sales last month, or I took this training course and I graduated from it and it was fantastic. Or you may post something asking for help or someone to mentor you or offer that service.
So let me ask a question though. Could you put a picture or video, even better, on LinkedIn of a barbecue of you and your team and then tie it to a business concept of team development, for example? Could you do that?
Absolutely.
Okay. If I'm a salesperson, do I want to post vehicles for sale on LinkedIn?
Sure.
Why not?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Why
don't know
not?
about that one. I don't know about that one.
What's your thought process, Michael? Why are you saying no?
I just think a lot of people might get offended to that, and they think may think it's not the right forum.
Okay.
But again, people are selling
It's-
things on LinkedIn too.
Well, that's right, Michael. That's exactly right. I like your thought, because I actually thought for a second when Mark asked the question, but you have people selling software and transportation services,
Right.
car, every wholesale cars on LinkedIn.
Wow.
But the difference is, are those people using the ad forums or the ad process on LinkedIn versus their personal stream?
I've seen the ad process.
Yeah.
I've seen the personal stream. I've seen a
What
lot of.
about I'm a salesperson and I put on a blog post or I put a post out on LinkedIn saying, hey, I sell cars. I sell cars at this dealership. If you need to buy a car, come and see me. What about that on LinkedIn?
Sure.
Sure. why
I
not?
don't see anything
Whatever
wrong
you're
with that.
comfortable, however you're comfortable promoting yourself is how you need to dive in and promote yourself. Some
What if-
people might not be comfortable promoting themselves on LinkedIn, so they should do something else. But whatever you believe gets your name out there and in front of potential customers.
Okay.
I said
What
something-
about private
I said
messaging
something
people
weeks
on
ago.
LinkedIn? I'm sorry, Ron. What was that?
I said something weeks ago, and I think we're kind of skirting on that right now. I said that Judge Zigler said timid salespeople have skinny kids. You know, if
That's
you've
right.
got to become a marketing mechanism. Just keep it classy, keep it tasteful, but
Okay.
market the hell out of yourself.
So the question that I have is,
Ron, I'm going to write that down. Keep it classy.
keep it classy.
tasteful.
So is the heart of my question, is this: is marketing yourself on LinkedIn different from Facebook?
Yeah.
They're two,
Sure.
yeah, they're two
Okay.
different
Maybe.
meetings.
It just
So
depends
for
on
instance, if you go and direct message someone on LinkedIn about letting them know if you buy a car from me, is that crossing the line?
no.
No.
Not as an individual.
Well, some people think that it's crossing the line.
Of course.
Yeah, so here's what I'm getting at, and Michael, I think, is online, is thinking this too. There is a culture around LinkedIn that acts like and thinks like it is way different from Facebook. And you can't act like you do on Facebook on LinkedIn to succeed. There's
We're professionals on
well,
LinkedIn.
yeah, they're more professional. No one's selling anything on LinkedIn, right? No one's making offers. Yeah, they are.
They
But
are.
it's how they do it
Right.
versus how they do it. Facebook can be way more informal. You can make a video of yourself on your patio, right? Or that, but that doesn't necessarily work as well on LinkedIn, I don't think. And we're going to spend in the future, for those of you watching, we're actually going to spend a couple weeks talking about specific steps and processes to market yourself and find customers on Facebook, on LinkedIn, TikTok. Someone mentioned TikTok earlier.
I thought we were going to talk about TikTok.
That's an interesting platform. People are still trying to figure out whether or not you can monetize it, whether or not you can actually do things to market yourself business-wise on TikTok. There is Pinterest. There is Instagram. And there are different rules for each one of those mediums, for each one of those streams to do things. All right, we're about done, guys. That's a good discussion. Time went quick today. I like it when we talk like this, and it's went well. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to give each of you your soapbox moment at the end to talk about whatever you want, Facebook, LinkedIn, or just whatever's on the top of your mind. So I'm going to go right around the screen as I see it here, and I'm going to start with Alex. How do I do this?
Excellent.
Wait a minute, I gotta figure out there we go. There you go, Alex. Now you're on.
Yep. Self-promotion and marketing yourself online is something that you develop, and you just have to start doing and post and just start working with it. You got to start somewhere, whatever you're comfortable with. Get it going.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to go to Ron. He's next on my screen. Ron?
I think we talked about this. When you get on our program and you're watching Listen Up, hang in here. Don't come in fleeting and run out. Come in, listen up, pay attention. You'll learn something. But if you come and go, you're not going to learn anything. Have a little stick with itness. Come in, listen, enjoy, watch, contribute, and we're going to answer your questions. Do it.
Okay. Thank you, Ron. Next, we're going to go to Mr. Shinneberry. Mark?
So I'm just going to reiterate what we already said. Use video. So if you're going to post, use video. People respond to video. Think about yourself when you're scrolling through a page. You'll stop and watch a video, a quick video. Don't make it 10 minutes long, just 30 to 60 seconds video. And let me look at my notes here. Keep it classy and tasteful.
And simple.
Yes.
All right, Mark, thank you. Now we're going to go to Mr. Merzman.
Yeah, well, y'all have some really good points. The one thing that I guess I would want to really consider is if I'm going to market myself, I want to market my strengths. And one way to get a real true picture of that is make a list. What are your strengths and write them down, but then talk to some people that know you well, either family members or close friends, because they're going to have an idea of strengths that maybe you're not aware of. Then when you get your list compiled, then look at, okay, what are the strengths of my strengths, and sort of itemize them and find instances that you can use when you put your Facebook page or your LinkedIn page. Use your strengths, be who you are, and have fun. And also use TikTok. 15 seconds worth of shucking and jiving with a car door or a trunk lid or anything is funny. People will pay attention. And get your brand out there. It's you.
Okay. Finally, Michael?
Yes. Salespeople do not wait for the up bus. You've got to market yourself. As Ron and some others have said, it's all about marketing, marketing, marketing. And you're not in the car business. You're in the people business. So get your name out there, market yourself, use some YouTube videos. Think of some of the things that are important to customers. Let's say if it's a new car or some of the concerns they're having or some of the pains they're having, address those and let them know how you are different. You are the product, and talk about your unique selling proposition. What separates you as a professional sales consultant from everyone else?
Okay. Whoops. Sorry, Mike. I didn't mean to go to you.
All right.
All right. So I'm going to wrap this thing up. So my soapbox is I wanted to let you guys know I'm reading this book right now. So I'm going to give a shout out to Jeffrey Gitomer, sales expert. He's the guy that wrote the Little Red Book of Selling, but great little book here. And I just want to read a couple of quotes out of it to finish up here on my thought. First of all, the first quote is he calls it a final sales reality. If you're scared to make a sales call, get out of sales, right? And there are so many people that are afraid to make a call or afraid to make that deal, and yet they're in sales, and they just need to find a new career. The next one is a quote by Orson Swett Marden from the book He Can Who Thinks He Can, which was written in 1908. Everyone thinks that selling today is so different than it was 100 years ago, but it's not. Selling is selling. And this quote says this: if one is so loosely attached to his occupation that he can be easily induced to give it up, you may be sure that he is not in the right place. So stay focused. Don't let things get you down. There are plenty of opportunities to find customers, prospect customers, and we're going to move forward with that. Next week, tune in next Thursday at noon, and we're going to talk about specific processes and procedures and things that you can do to market yourself on Facebook specifically. We're going to spend the whole 30 minutes getting real, saying do this, don't do this for Facebook. So tune in then, watch us then, and until then, I'm Mark Banfield. This is the panel and the staff. So please tune in and watch us next Thursday. And until then, have a great week. See
Thanks.
ya.
Thank you.
Bye.